It may feel like you are waking up with absolutely zero motivation to get anything done, or maybe you're thinking that you can put something off until tomorrow. This is actually very common and something that we should probably look into. Joining us today, Dr. Renee Renardi. Thank you so much for joining us again, as we are visiting with you more because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, but this topic is one that I think so many people can relate to. So let's start there. Is this something that you deal with clients quite often?
This is something that I'm hearing all the time right now, of people complaining that they've completely lost motivation and that they're engaged in a lot of procrastination and avoidance behaviors.
So, how do you know when this is just normal, you're just kind of in a rut, versus, when you should actually talk to someone and try to make some changes?
Well, we all have these different patterns of motivation where sometimes we're, right out of the gates, we're getting things done, and then maybe we plateau for a little while. And I think for folks, given what's going on right now in our world, some people came, hot out of the gates, they're super structured, ready to go, and then kind of fizzled with time. Other people found that they were completely shell-shocked and haven't been able to ever kind of find their footing and get things together. So it's really important to take a step back and recognize what your typical patterns are, and also be able to understand, where are you getting stuck right now? If motivation is something you've always struggled with, especially if you have a hard time with depression or anxiety, it's not at all uncommon. But for a lot of people, this is something that they're feeling really stuck with right now.
And so that kind of leads to the question, what happened to me?
Absolutely. And that's what I like people to take a step back and ask yourself, what happened to me? And I think take a look at just the ridiculousness that's happened in these last couple of months. When we look at life stressors, financial stress, health stress, family stress, most of us have experienced all of them in the last couple of months. So it is important to recognize what's going on right now. That can really help to give us a little bit more self-compassion. Identify our thought patterns. What am I telling myself? Am I telling myself, this is hopeless? What's the point? Why try anyway? Well, guess what? Our motivations kind of stink when we have those types of thoughts. Feeling of not being in control. And this is something that also tends to tank motivation, when we feel like no matter what I do, it isn't going to matter anyway. And that's an important thing. So many of us have felt out of control with all these sudden transitions that we've had to go through, which also contributed to this loss of vision ahead. Like, what am I planning for? Maybe before we were working toward a promotion at work. Now we're not even sure if we're employed, or our job has changed so much. So that also really influences motivation. A lot of folks are feeling really overwhelmed, and not quite sure, again, what to expect or what they are moving toward. So it's important to take a step back and realize that. Another really important thing is we tend to be motivated by our external environment. So, and with a lot of us working from home or not working at all, that can lead to a reduction in these external rewards. Oftentimes we have our coworkers saying, oh, hey, good job, or thanks for that help today on that report, or things. And most of us don't have that right now. We don't have that people on the outside telling us, it's good to see you. How's it going? Having some of those things are really important to keep our motivation up. With that, we also find this loss of identity. People aren't quite sure, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Am I a teacher? Am I a parent? Am I working? What is happening to me? So it's such a huge question to take a step back and look at.
It's definitely a juggling act for sure. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back, putting yourself back together. Some advice from Dr. Renee Renardi.